adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. SoNA Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At SoNA Islamic Microfinance,
prayers. Almighty God, who in thy wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of rulers and parliament for the welfare of society and just government of men, we beseech thee to behold with thy abundant favor us, thou servant whom thou hast been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this land. Let thy blessing descend upon us here in this house assembled. Grant us that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner, to promote thy honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country, and to those whose interest thou hast committed to our church. Amen. Correction and approval of records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly proceedings of Monday, 12 June 2023. Honorable members, I want to welcome His Excellency the Vice President and Cabinet Ministers who are here to join us as His Excellency stand in for His Excellency the President. Honorable members, the record of votes and proceeding of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 12 June 2023 is before us for consideration and adoption. Can any honorable member please move that the said record of votes and proceeding be considered and adopted? Any honorable member? The nominated member, Maimuna Sise.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move today's proceedings of records of the votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 12 June 2023. Thank you.
Any seconder? The member for Ilyasa.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceeding of the National Assembly. Any issue or observations with honorable members, and we will begin with page 1. Member for Woolley East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On page 1, motion, on the motion, the caption there, consideration and debate on the state of nation. The definite article D is missing. And if you look at the document itself, is the nation.
Okay. Yes, honorable members, what he brought our attention is at number 6, motion, consideration and debate on
and wherever it is, it's in 2 places.
On the state of nation, the article D is missing, on the state of the nation's address, and wherever it might occur. Any order on page 1? Can we move to page 2? Any issue or issues on page 2? Page 3. Page 4. Any issue or issues on page 4, page 5, page 6. The absence of Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, majority leader and member for Cantora.
Yeah, it's to sit till 8 o'clock, not 6 o'clock.
What?
Motion was moved for us to 6 till 8 o'clock yesterday.
Which
not,
page?
Not 6 o'clock.
Yes.
But we agree on time.
Sit beyond, not only beyond 6, but up to 8 o'clock. Can you note that down? On page 6, motion to sit beyond 6 o'clock. You know, it says the Honorable Bileji Tunkara, member for Cantora, moved the motion. I was seconded by Honorable Swebo Ture, member for.
No, I mean the motion was to sit till 8 o'clock.
Yes.
That was the motion I moved. I didn't move beyond 6. I said 8 o'clock.
Yes.
But it should be captured. It's exact 8 o'clock. Yeah, yeah.
No, yes, it should be captured as it was moved. Table clerk, the table office, not down. Honorable members, thank you.
Yes, there's.
Yes, you have another.
Okay. They said they would take that because that was a movement. But anyways.
It has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceeding of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 12 June 2023 be adopted with amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Motion, please.
Motion. The member for Central Baribu.
Speaker, I have a motion. Here, Standing Order 61. 3.
61.3.
Yes, a motion for limitation of debate under the standing order may be made without notice, provided that such motions shall not be made in the course of the debate to which it refers unless it is moved after adjournment of such debate and before the debate is resumed. On that note, I'm moving the motion that we have time limit for the debate, 15 minutes each. 10.
Sorry, the mover stated 15 minutes. Any seconder? Please, honorable members, please, honorable members.
May I observe, Honorable Speaker?
The member for Lower Salum.
I want to observe before you, the seconder come.
No, please. How can you observe when there is a motion? It have not even been seconded. Member for Salimentary.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion for the 15 minutes time limit. Thank you.
It has been moved and seconded that today's proceeding, there is time limit for each contributor between the hours of 0 minutes to 15 minutes. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Honorable Speaker, I am calling for division.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm calling for division. Yes.
Clerk?
Yes, I'm calling for division. Honorable Speaker.
Please, put off your mic, sir. Please, don't use your mic. He called for division. Can you count? Clerk? Please, those in for us to limit the time to 15 minutes, please raise your constituency tax. Please raise your tax. Please raise your tax. Raise your tax. Those opposed, please raise your tag. Those opposed. No, not 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Don't use your mic. Don't use your mic. Don't use your mic. Don't use your mic. Please, clerk, sit down. Order. Order, please. Those not in favor, please raise your tags.
Honorable Speaker.
No. Allow me to announce the result. No. Please. No, after the announcement, you can observe, please. The result is as follows. Those in favor, 19 votes. Those against, 5 votes. So, yes, you can. The member for Lower Southern, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think that was a precedent that was set. For me, I spoke for 1 hour. But then there are others who wants to speak more than 15 minutes. You understand?
Please,
I'm coming. Whoever wants to speak less than 15, you can stop at 15. Whoever wants to speak more than 15, he has all right to speak.
Okay, please sit down, sir. Please sit down. Honorable member, please, we are governed by our own standing orders and the Constitution's rule of procedures. And then there was a motion, and we have voted, you participated in the votes, and the motion has been approved by Parliament, and in accordance with our standing orders, before the start of the continuation of the debate, we can put up a motion to time limit. Please.
Well, he is right. Partly, if you look at it, those who had the opportunity to speak, they have said almost everything want to say. In fact, some of us who are yet to speak, it will be a kind of repetition. What might have been said by your colleagues before, even whereas there may be difference, but it will be slight difference. There will be repetition, and we need to manage the time. Today is the last day. Only 14 people participated yesterday. Maximum 15. And we have the vast majority that are yet to speak, and all the ministers supposed to respond to their line ministries, likewise the vice president. When are we going to finish as members, and when will the ministers come for the vice president to wrap up the debate? That is our fear. That's why we said let's manage the time. Thank you.
No further. I'm not entertaining further argument on this. No. Thank you. In fact, just to say that what we have done, please, what we have done, please. What we have done is in accordance with our standing order, and I will refer this Honorable Assembly to 61.3, and it reads, provided that such motion shall not be made in the course of the debate to which it refers, unless it is moved after adjournment of such debate and before the debate is resumed. Amendment 25 June 2020. Like yesterday, we adjourned. When we resumed after a lunch break, they could not have moved the motion because I've already given the floor to someone else. And we adjourned yesterday. Before we continue today, the Honorable Member for Central Body will move a motion in accordance with relevant section of the standing orders. Thank you. Clerk.
Motion, continuation and conclusion of the debate on the State of the Nation Address 2023 by His Excellency the Vice President.
Honorable members, we are continuing the debate on the State of the Nation Address delivered by His Excellency the President on Thursday from where it stopped yesterday. As communicated yesterday, His Excellency the Vice President is here with Cabinet Ministers and him representing His Excellency the President of the Republic on the debate on the motion on the State of the Nation Address. May I request that any honorable member who wishes to take part in the debate raise his or her own constituency tag to be recorded and will be given the floor. However, before giving any honorable member the floor, may we remind ourselves to respect the rules of debate as enshrined under Clause 29(1) of the Standing Orders, which reads, every member shall restrict his or her observation to the subject under discussion. Therefore, furthermore, Clause 30 sub 1 also reads, debate upon any motion or amendment to a motion or upon any bill, part of a bill, or amendment to a bill shall be relevant thereto, except in the case of a motion for the adjournment of the Assembly. Therefore, I call on the honorable members to respect and observe the rules as indicated. Thank you very much. Honorable Clerk, we can continue. Now we'll continue to where we stop. And Your Excellency, okay, the Vice President already. I also want to recognize the presence of honorable cabinet ministers who are here. And Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, I hope, as we communicated yesterday, you have notified all the other honorable ministers and their technicians to be here to assist you, because they will all be given the floor also to respond to issues before you wind up the debate. The member for Jimara.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Yesterday I withdrew my interventions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I now give the floor to the member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. His Excellency, the Vice President, the Cabinet Ministers, my fellow honorable members, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Honorable Speaker, before going to my submission proper, I will want to seize this opportunity to commend His Excellency the President for fulfilling his constitutional mandate by coming to the Parliament to share with us his policies and programs as far as his administration is concerned. Honorable Speaker, I would just want to refer you to page 27, number 23 of the President's speech. And with your permission, I would just want to read. During the President's 2023 SoNA on the legal and judiciary, he incorrectly stated that, and I open quote, in 2022, several acts were enacted, such as the Disability Act, end quote. Honorable Speaker, as a member of the National Assembly, I am duty-bound to ensure that information submitted to Parliament is accurate. In these regards, I hereby submit that this section of the President's speech should be rectified to reflect that the Persons with Disability Act was approved in 2021 and ascended to by the President in 2021 and not 2022. Honorable Speaker, for our parliamentary records, it is important for this information to be rectified, and I believe it is very important. Going further, I'll be referring you to various sections that were stated by the President during his SoNA speech 2023. And in that regard, I will start by page 28, number 5, which talks about the most anticipated document, that is the draft constitution, that all of us as Gambians are looking forward to. Honorable Speaker, it doesn't seem like the draft constitution is coming to Parliament in 2023. Why I am saying this? The President revealed that, for now, according to number 5 of page 28, for now it is essential to determine the necessary legislative amendments to support the next phase of the review process. However, Honorable Speaker, last year he noted that the Constitution remains a top priority for his government and is determined to oversee the crafting of a constitution for the Gambia. The President even announced that he had tasked the Ministry of Justice to resume work towards tabling a draft constitution before this August Assembly. It is completely different message from the President right now. And to me, and the people I represent, we are very confused because we believe this is the most anticipated document that us as Gambians are looking towards to see that as far as the transitional justice process is concerned in this country, is achieved. Honorable Speaker, going further, when it comes to women issue, is always my concern, more particularly the young. Honorable Speaker, I will refer you to page 19 of the SoNA speech 2023 by the President, number 2. The Honorable Speaker, the President said the Women Enterprise Fund introduced in 2020, which has benefited more than 93 women entrepreneurs, with $68 million being disbursed to 628 women groups. According to the President, the recovery rate during the past 3 years stands at 75% and 53% respectively. For the first and second disbursement in 2023, about 550 women groups will be reached countrywide through the same arrangement. Honorable Speaker, we are indeed very concerned. And when I say we are indeed very concerned, I think it is high time for us to take the women of the Gambia seriously. An act was enacted in 2020. And from 2020 up to date, you want to tell us more than 93,000 women benefited from such initiative or fund. I am saying no to that. So in that regards, I will want the portfolio minister, if she is here present, to provide the August Assembly the list of the beneficiaries of more than 93 women entrepreneurs that benefited from the Women Enterprise Fund from 2020 up to date, which I believe is very important. And another concerning issue is that there are guidelines when it comes to the Act. I think these guidelines should be followed. And if yes, how are they following these guidelines? I think this is very important. Honorable Speaker, going further, education. I believe as a nation, we believe education is very key. And as a nation, if we really want to harness demographic dividend, we must enhance our education system, which is indeed very important. During the President's speech, focusing on higher education, the government, through, that is page 24 of number 5, the government, through the ministry, has allocated over 100 million for scholarships and financial assistance to deserving students. Additionally, the ministry plans to implement a student loan scheme from this year on for more students to access higher education programs. Honorable Speaker, with due respect, how do we measure deserving students? I think this is indeed a concern. And in that regard, is there any scholarship provided already? If yes, we want to know how. Honorable Speaker, I think I will not do justice by standing here to talk about the SoNA 2023 by the President without highlighting some of the most pertinent issues that are currently trending in this country, which is indeed very important. Honorable Speaker, the issue of the rising of cost of living, the influx of deported Gambians, and the plans for their reintegration, and the last but not the least, the 70 innocent children from the Aki case. I think these are very important. I didn't hear the President during his speech mention anything about this. And these are very pertinent. These are very important things. So in that regard, I will want His Excellency, the Vice President, to enlighten us as honorable members to know how far, as far as this situation is concerned, more particularly when it comes to the 70+ innocent children that passed away from the Aki case. Honorable Speaker, I will conclude by also bringing up the most important issue when it comes to our case as Banjulians. That is the Banjul Road Rehabilitation Project. During the last SoNA speech, the President did mention about the project and even said it is funded by a local fund, that is taxpayers' money. But this year's SoNA speech, I didn't hear anything about the Banjul Rehabilitation Project. And as I am talking to you, we are not far from the rainy season. And we saw what happened last year. Families were displaced. They were taken to schools to be housed by us. That is myself and my team. We really don't want such a situation to reoccur this year. And I want to make it very clear that it is important for the ministry responsible for the implementation of the Banjul Road Rehabilitation Project to do what they're supposed to do, more particularly the reconstruction of the main ring canal, which we believe was one of the main reasons why we suffered from the flash flood last year. Currently, we have seen that there is some work that they are doing, but we want it to be fast-tracked. Why we are saying this is because, like I said, we don't want the situation last year to reoccur this year. Because as I'm talking to you right now, families are still suffering. We try by all means to provide support, to be honest. But still, families, it's taking time for families to recover because a lot of properties were lost during the process. So in that regard, I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, member for Banjul North. I now recognize the member for Ilyasa.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, I want to recognize first the presence of the Vice President and Cabinet Ministers present here today. First of all, I want to start by thanking His Excellency, the President, Adama Barrow for fulfilling his constitutional mandate, addressing the nation on that fateful day. Honorable Speaker, in general, the President's speech, definitely we need to commend the President for taking the right direction. Honorable Speaker, the President is development-oriented. And as National Assembly members, we should support the President in his development agenda. When we support the President in his development agenda, that means we support ourselves. So it is incumbent upon us to give our full support to the President so that he can realize his dreams as planned. Honorable Speaker, coming to agriculture, agriculture, the government is spending huge amount on agriculture. But at the end, what we realize sometimes is not good. And I think we need to do something. As government is spending money, the aim and the objective of the government is to achieve something. But this is not realized. And then people are complaining the high price of commodities in this country. I think we need to do something in order to bail ourselves from this situation. And that is, to my own thinking, let us go back to the farm land. The Gambia, we are blessed. We have very good land where we can grow what we eat. But is this happening? And we can do it when we are ready. We can grow enough rice in this country that we can use. But this is not happening. So I'm urging, the Vice President is here. From the Vice President down, the Speaker, honorable members, let's pave way. We go back to the farm. There we can bail ourselves from this situation. But without doing that, it is going to be difficult, and we will keep on crying the high price of commodities. Because we cannot do anything. We are importing these goods to this country. So we cannot condition them to have that low price. It's not possible. So we need to change our habit. It's difficult to say, but let's go back to the farm if we want to arrest this situation. Honorable Speaker, fisheries and water resources. A lot of boreholes have been dug in the many communities. But still, these boreholes are there. Nothing is done. And some communities, definitely, especially my constituency, they are suffering. I could remember a week before last, I visited a village in one of the villages in my constituency. And so unfortunate, I saw people using their donkey carts and horse carts with full of 20 liters gallons of water coming from a nearby village in Senegal. When I asked these people, they said their borehole, the borehole which was provided by JAR, I think JAR oil, had a problem. So they had to go to Senegal to fetch water. And then they charged them 8 gallons, which is definitely, that condition is horrible. So I know the Ministry of Water Resources is doing a lot, but let them speed up so that we can save our people from that condition. Definitely that day I was shocked, I was about to cry. It's a difficult situation these people are facing. So I think we should do something to save our people from such conditions. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I beg to resume my seat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member for Ilyasa. I now give the floor to the member for Serekunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I would like to join my colleagues to thank the President, the Vice President, and Cabinet Ministers for fulfilling their call for duty. And I will equally thank the Minister of Finance for giving us an overview of our economy, which shows us that our economy is not doing well to meet the demands of the citizens. As a result, it has subjected the people to both economic and financial challenges to a degree that there is an outcry of the citizens ranging from high cost of living, high prices of essential commodities, rent, etc. So this means that we must change as a country the revenue generating mechanisms that is available by investing in areas that will earn revenues for the country in order to fulfill the demands of the people. So I would like to advance some of the observations that I have made in the SoNA speech. In the area of health, there is a vulnerable group of citizens who are not factored. That is the people with mental health challenges. There is a high influx of people with mental health challenges in our communities, and there are instances that these people become very arrogant and commit some crimes within the community. So they need to be looked at. There is a need to construct a mental health hospital to take care of these citizens. My question is always that, is it because they are not voting for us? That's why they are left behind. This is something that we need to think of. A government should take care of all citizens, regardless to your affiliation, religion, creed, or whatever. The second one will go to the regional government. We have not seen any policy and programs that will encourage to harmonize relationships between the local government and the ministry in order for the local councils to better serve their people. Most of the revenue lines of councils have been taken by the central government, left with little revenues to take care of things that they cannot take care of. If you go to the Local Government Act, Part 2, there are responsibilities given to the councils and the local government. So there is a need for the central government to sit with the local councils and map out the things that are feasible for the local government to carry on. Another thing, my colleague have highlighted that is, most of our communities suffer from disasters. At times, we brand them as natural disasters, whilst they are not. They are in the opposite. So when will NDMA graduate from disaster mitigation to disaster risk reduction? Honorable Speaker, we are putting a blind eye on something that used to be a burden, which is now a resource, that is waste. There are no policies on waste management. I was lucky to join a team of the Greater Banjul, the municipalities in the Greater Banjul area to Barcelona, and we have worked with the administrative metropolitan area of Barcelona regarding to waste management, and currently there is a project ongoing, but still we are not supported by the Ministry of Local Government. We were told that candidate sites have been identified for landfill management. The only landfill or dump site, we call it, available within the Greater Banjul area is in the midst of settlements. Honorable Speaker, another thing that I observed here is when you talk to the people in our communities, they will tell you that councils are responsible for feeder roads, whilst there is no mapping of the highways and the feeder roads. It is about time for Ministry of Works, in partnership with the councils and the national road authorities, to identify the secondary roads and the highways. Honorable Speaker, in my community of Serekunda, there are roads that were constructed but left to be dilapidated over the years, and no attention is put on that. Another thing that I observed was the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. Are we really promoting our culture? What do we do to incorporate our culture in the tourism package? There is a need to support our local artists who are in the entertainment industry. How do we do that? In most developed countries, 75% of the music played in their radio stations should be local music. That's how you make people get used to their culture. Honorable Speaker, as I said earlier before, we know what our problems are. Problems have been highlighted in this August chamber, and solutions have always been advanced. But do we absorb it, like many speakers have said here? This is our country. We are all equals in this country. So it is about time for us to listen to each other carefully and pick sense out of what we say so that we can move this country forward. Another thing would go to like sports, Minister of Youth and Sports. What are the policies to incorporate sports? Sports is only limited to football as per the SoNA, martial art, and whatever. But there are other sporting areas which are neglected. So we need to support sports. Only sports alone can earn this country a lot of revenue. So, Honorable Speaker, on that note, I would like to submit. And thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Serekunda. I now recognize the member for Banjul Central. The member for Central Baribu. You have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have a very important address before us. But I have to really show my dismay to this Parliament and my unhappiness as far as the state of Northern address is concerned. Honorable Speaker, looking at the introduction, I quote, "Mr. Speaker, lest my address is mistakenly perceived as an activity report, let me explain that it is a precise outline of how my government fared during the 2023 legislative year, which highlights provided on key milestones, setbacks, plans, and legislative matters of direct importance to this Assembly." Honorable Speaker, going to section 77, the executive powers and the National Assembly. The President shall at least once in each year attend a sitting of the National Assembly and address a session on the condition of the Gambia, the policies of the government, and the administration of the state. But what we have here is very skeletal. There is nothing to debate on this document as far as the policies are concerned. Honorable Speaker, we have a lot that is happening in this country that needs serious policies, ideas, and programs. And I believe the Parliament should be well informed by the President. In his statement, he said successes or achievements. So by looking at this, there are a lot of institutions that are missing in this document. And we are here, it's only once that we have the President to face us or to talk to us. So we believe this opportunity should be utilized well. Honorable Speaker, I try to look at it, and I have a few points to make. In terms of agriculture, the President talks about maize and wheat from Ukraine. Since time immemorial, we know that Gambia has been cultivating coos or millet, and this is what we feed on for breakfast and dinner. Breakfast, mono, dinner, chere. This has been here. So why are we depending on Ukraine for this? If there's a war in Ukraine, should that stop us to cultivate our traditional crops that we can enjoy and use it as food? And they are very healthy. Honorable Speaker, the President talks about inflation. We all know that the world is in crisis, but the inflation that is happening here need to be really looked at. Gambia is not going on a straight line as far as the economy is concerned. This is really threatening 13.7. So we are almost in double digits. Honorable Speaker, looking at the report, the President talked about remittances are very low. They will be low. We cannot depend on people for our survival. The people out there, they also have business to run. They are paying their electricity, their bills, their water bills. So how do we expect them to be sending money to us? It's not possible. Honorable Speaker, I believe the President should tell us how can we solve these problems. The former President once said, "Nila buntu be money, lunkilimbe sot lebitalete siman auto control." So we cannot entirely and wholly depend on remittances as a country. Honorable Speaker, looking at the good governance of this country, he talks about it. Yes, we all should celebrate. Now there are things that are happening that we call good governance. We have to salute the government, and the government is all of us, either the legislature, judiciary, or the ministers, I mean as Gambia. Honorable Speaker, but yet still, we have seen to read that the same President will go on a campaign, political platforms, lambasting, caricaturing, castigating people. We don't expect that from a President. The President left us here that very fateful day and said we have to be united as a country and we have to make sure that we promote peace and unity. And he went there to caricature a leader of a political party. Is that a peace? It's not calling for peace. We expect us to debate on issues that will promote our relationship. not to caricature or to abuse each other.
Order, please, Honorable Majority Leader. And
if you want to say something, I can allow you to. No. I will finish you if you come. Honorable Speaker, coming to health. The Honorable Member of Banjul made mention, we want the President to tell us about the Akai, the famous Akai. We need to know. Honorable Speaker, victim reparation bill. In the report, we have numerous bills. Every institution, bill. We have some laws that can help us without the bills. And I believe we need to act now. Even the corruption that we're talking about, there are relevant sections of this constitution that do not promote corruption. There are laws that can still be used to combat corruption. Whether the anti-bill corruption pass or not, we still have good laws in this country that can take care of the corruption. Honorable Speaker, tourism, we are so much shocked what we saw in the report or in the statement. We expect the President to be telling us some of the achievements that Honorable Minister did by constructing the ecologies, the setbacks. Still now, there are a lot of money invested into those ecologies, but we yield nothing. Honorable Speaker, I know time is not on my side. I will conclude by religious tolerance. I believe the President should also talk about that. It's high time, Gambia, we look at how we live. Christians and Muslims have been living in this country for quite a long time, but now we have a threat. And we should not allow insurgencies or Islamic fundamentalism or religious fundamentalism to eat the fabric of our society. Let's live as one people. Let's tolerate. Let us accept. Even if you are a Buddhist or you are a traditional religion worshipper, we need to tolerate you and accept you. Thank you for your kind attention.
thank you, Member for Central Badibu. I now recognize the member for Brikama North and Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Section 77 of the Constitution that mandated the President to at least once in a year to come and address the session of the National Assembly. And then Section 24 of the Standing Orders went further to give that mandate to the President. Of course, it's added that the said appearance of the President should be in the first quarter. Last year, we called on the President to honor this clause of the Standing Orders. And as much as he respects the Constitution, we also advise him to respect our standing orders. However, there has been improvement. Last year was in the last quarter, and this year is in the second quarter. Today, we are reaffirming that reminder and calling on the President to adhere to this vital principle that is to appear in the first quarter. It is in the better interest of presenting his program at the right time, so that when you present the program, you can make the best assessment of the previous year. And then at the very beginning of the particular year, you can give the forecast of the programs that you envisage for the particular year. And it is in that spirit that the Standing Orders is calling on the President to appear in the first quarter. Honorable Speaker, I want to refer you to the ruling on the Speaker 53K. There was a motion passed by, about to be passed by Honorable Member for Busumbala that was supposed to call on the President to appear before the National Assembly. Yes, 77-3 or 1 rather, or 77-3 indicated the Vice President shall answer in the National Assembly for matters affecting the President, and the President shall be entitled to send a message on the Honorable 77-3 of the Constitution.
Okay, Constitution.
Of the Constitution. And however, 77-2 also stated that the National Assembly may request the President to attend to sitting of the National Assembly for discussion of a matter of the national importance. The Speaker made a ruling based on Standing Order 53K, and 53K of the Standing Orders ruled that a motion agreed by the Speaker to be a matter of urgency. That is to the discretion of the Speaker. And then the Speaker ruled that he was not consulted prior to the motion. I think this is where the Speaker is getting it.
Point of order. Point of order.
Point of order.
Yeah.
Yes,
yes. I'm writing on order
Pasalo.
29.1, which reads.
Yes, can you comment?
Sure. It says every member shall restrict. Order 29.1. 29.1. So it reads every member shall restrict his or her observations to the subject under discussion. The member is actually referring to what the Honorable Member for Busumbala wanted to say. So in fact, he's been preemptive of what he wanted to say. The motion was never mentioned, and it was not part of what the President was saying. So we must restrict our observation on what the President actually has said or what he has missed in this document. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, member for Upper Salon. Point of order sustained, and the honorable member for Brikama North and minority leader is actually bringing the issues or a matter that was raised here, and the Speaker ruled on it, and there are process and procedures if you so disagree with the ruling of the Speaker. Honorable member, please proceed.
Yeah, I want to believe the Speaker made a ruling during the State of Nation address made by the Speaker on 53K, and I'm making
point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order.
And I'm making reference.
Honorable member, please put off your mic. There is a point of order from nominated member Kebalang Fofana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on order A3, which A3. 3, yes. Which states that the Speaker's ruling shall be final on all questions of procedure and order. Honorable Speaker, the particular issue which the Honorable Member for Brikama North is deliberating on was really a judgment have been passed by the Speaker. And currently we are debating on the State of the Nation address by the President, which was delivered here last week. And there is nowhere in the SoNA report of 2023 where the motion of the member from Brikama and Busumbala was mentioned. So A, the Speaker's ruling needs to be respected, and if at all he does not agree with it, there are procedures to follow, but not to really open it at this particular moment in time. Thank you.
Order sustained. The member for Brikama North and the minority leader, please, when you take the floor, please proceed and continue with your debate on the State of the Nation address. And as the Honorable Speaker ruled earlier on, if if you want to bring in any issues or matter with regards to his ruling, there are processes and procedures. And of course, please, let's continue.
Honorable Speaker, let me refer you back to 77.2, and I will buttress on this particular 77.2. That is not the ruling of the Speaker, that's the Constitution. That is the Constitution.
All right, please proceed.
We have the 77.1, and then in addition, we have the 77.2. Then matters that the National Assembly may request the President to attend a sitting of the National Assembly for discussion of a matter of national importance. Honorable members, the Vice President has a role to play, likewise the President. The onus lies on us if we consider the state of nation as in a matter of national importance for the President to appear in person and then attend to discussion of those matters. It is high time we set the ball rolling from honestly for the President for at least once a year to be with the National Assembly members in terms of discussion of issues that are of pertinent importance to the nation. And we cannot have anything more than that of the State of Nation address. Having made that, Honorable Speaker, my colleague, the member for Central Badibu, reminded the President not only, I would say not only this year, referring us to the sectors for detail of his speech. I think this is State of Nation address. One will never expect that any speech or statement to be 100% inclusive of all the issues. But to make reference that if we want to have detail, we go to other sectors, I think that has to stop. It happened 2022, and then 2023 also, it has happened. In fact, 2022, somebody said that this is not a report. But in the 2022 State of Nation added, the President advised that the detail of this is attacked, a report is attached to it, and a report was prepared and given to us. This time around, it's the statement, there was no report. Precisely, it's the President that called it a report. And if this year is a different tune, I think there should be that consistency. We expect that there should be adequate information surrounding all sectors, not for us to be referred to the sector ministries. If the President has nothing for us, let it be. Or else I will not bother myself to come here, because if I need the minister at any time, I will go to the minister. So it is President who should be coming and tell us what he has for us, not for him to refer us to the ministers for detail of what he should give to us. I think that has to stop. Honorable Minister, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Vice President, the introduction, I observed that there was recognition of the office, the executive offices, including the former Vice President, the Speaker of the National Assembly, but there was no recognition as far as the office of the Chief Justice is concerned. If it's an error, that should be corrected. If the President has to address the National Assembly and salute all important offices, the office of the Chief Justice is important, because he called that the three arms of the state need to work together. And now if we are recognizing the three arms should be recognized. Recognizing the two and leaving one, I think that should not happen again. Under finance, you refer to page 8 and page 6 of finance. Page 8 of finance, paragraph 8. Apart from the government's commitment to the medium-term economic fiscal framework 2023 to improve the macro-fiscal ability, the new Green Recovery Progress Focused National Development Plan was has the cabinet approval and preparations are underway to launch it. Honorable Speaker, last year we were informed, in the last year's speech, we were informed that this particular recovery program was on the formulation stage. And in addition, there is what is called the long-term development vision program that started. However, there has not been any update as far as this long-term development vision program is mentioned. The initial one, that one has come to replace the National Development Plan. And this one is supposed to replace the Vision 2020. If we are informed that this one has been approved, how about this particular vision that's supposed to last for 50 years? We should be informed about that as well, and that was not captured in the report. The Interior Ministry, the President thanked the Ministry for reduction of the crisis, the number of cases in the country, and called on the police to redouble. I want to know that the police are under-equipped as far as mobility is concerned. If you want the police to do more work, the police station should be fully equipped. They need to have the mobility so that they can do their work. If they are not mobile, it will be very difficult for them to do their work. Immigration, a tune of over $100,000, they said, has been raised by immigration for the year. $100 million or more has been raised by the immigration. I think that is on the low side. This is an area where there are a lot of avenues for immigration to raise funds. If at the end of the year they can only raise for 100 million, I think that is on the low side. They need to check where the leakages are so that the money can be properly collected and then saved. We cannot leave open all the areas that we are tapping from. The leakages that we have, I know immigration, if it is properly checked and controlled, they can raise more than 100 million. On construction, a lot of roads have been mentioned that constructions are going on. At one point, Honorable Speaker, the President was at Brikama and informed the people of Brikama that the Brikama-Mandinari Highway will be constructed. And then Brikama, Kasakunda, Nyonfele to Gunyu Road will be constructed. Recently, he's laying foundation stone. We are yet to see the commencement of construction of those roads. And he's going crisscrossing everywhere. The ones that were approved by the National Assembly in 2020, part of the supplementary budget, up to now, he's not laying those foundation stone. I must commend the Vice President, at least, where he lives in Fararo Bonja Kunda. That should be a link road to the main Buffalo Road that was supposed to start construction since 2020, has not started. And where Vice President lives, that road is part of the road that's supposed to be constructed. Can you put your blessing, the Vice President, so that where you have that link road, link to, you can go there, Brikama Buffalo Road. That is what is going to make that road very important. If you construct that road, the main road, Brikama Buffalo Road, is not constructed. I'm not saying the road will not be meaningless, but what will add more value to it is that construction of the main road. On that note, I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Central Badibu yesterday was accused of probably lobbying, and also the member for Sami. The member for Sami was lobbying for and on behalf of us from CRR North. But the minority leader and member for Brikama North, thank you very much, and that was a very powerful lobby. The Vice President himself should join you to lobby for the construction of your roads. Thank you very much. I now give the floor to the member for Combo South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Let me join my colleagues to thank His Excellency, the Vice President, for being here, which is a constitutional requirement, and I think it's very important. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we need to respect the Constitution. The Constitution is the document that is taking care of all development programs, good governance, and ensuring that security is adhered to. And this constitutional provision of having the president to come and address the National Assembly is very important and is very paramount and is the key to all our development processes that we are going to do for the given year. So this has been highly stipulated in the 1997 Constitution and Section 24 of our Standing Orders, 2020 revised. Honorable Speaker, I am very much disappointed that there are key ministries that we have not seen here since we started the debate on the SoNA, the President's presentation. And I am very passionate about those ministries or departments. The Ministry of Gender is not being represented here, and it's a very key ministry in this country as far as we are concerned. Honorable Speaker, it is the only ministry that can alleviate poverty in this country and ensure that the livelihoods of our rural people and our young people are harnessed. We can only do that through the support of the programs that have been enshrined and the act that came in place, which was ascended to by His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia on the 20th day of October 2020. Very important legislative agenda that is going to help these people to move out of poverty. Poverty is the bedrock of disorder and disobedience in our communities. So this program for me is very important. If the minister is on other assignments, statutory meetings and also, but the technicians need to be here, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am saying that from now henceforth, the office of the Speaker and the clerk and the authority should ensure that they make sure that all the ministers are properly informed and to be here on time. If they are on official assignments, let's have their technocrats. Let's have their technocrats from the ministers in some departments. You have about 3 deputy permanent secretaries who are there, and you have so many directors and sector heads who can be here to represent the...
Please. Yes. Honorable Member for Combo South, I agree with you. And in fact, yesterday, I repeated it, I think, twice to His Excellency the Vice President, and this morning. And those that are here, they should come. And I also, in my earlier rulings, one of those sessions here, I ruled that whenever we are discussing matters, even committee report, a particular sector, their technicians and ministers should be here, so that because the contributions of members of parliament will serve to add value to whatever they are doing, and then to encourage them and to come and respond to issues, and if members raise concern, that will help to galvanize effort in improving the life and livelihood of the people that we represent. They are the action officers, and implementing, they'll be able to do that. And this morning also I reiterated that to His Excellency the Vice President to make sure that those ministers who are within the country come in and also come with their technicians. Yesterday I have to stop and I said I haven't seen any permanent secretaries or any technicians here. We have said this and we wrote to His Excellency the Vice President and also inform all permanent secretaries and ministers to be here. And I understand even yesterday